I'm Jeanette Roche. This is Forum Daily West. Here are some of the top stories we have lined up for you tonight. Air Canada passengers will take to the skies as a tentative deal is struck with the flight attendants union. Plus, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre wins his seat back in Parliament after conquering the by-election. And it was a procession of floats and dignitaries as the annual Whoop Up Days parade kicks off Lethbridge's biggest summer event. Thanks so much for joining us. Air Canada flights are set to return to the skies this evening. The country's largest airline and the union representing some 10,000 of its flight attendants have reached a tentative deal to end a strike that began Saturday morning. The union says the deal would end the practice of unpaid work by flight attendants and brings about, quote, transformational change to the industry. This means customers with confirmed bookings whose flights are shown as operating should be going to the airport today. The airline estimated Monday that the flights of about 500,000 passengers had been canceled during the walkout that coincided with the busy summer travel season. It says a return to regular service may take about a week. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has secured a seat in the House of Commons late Monday, easily winning a by-election in the Alberta riding of Battle River-Crowfoot. The riding was left vacant shortly after the spring general election when Conservative Damien Curic stepped down to make way for the party leader who lost his Ottawa seat.
This has been a privilege. Getting to know the people in this region has been the privilege of my life. In fact, I've had a hell of a lot of fun. Whether it's been at the Bronx matches or the rodeos, or walking into a parking lot, some guy I don't even know walks up and offers me a big bag of beef jerky. Doesn't happen in the city. Or another guy says he's got a four-wheeler and he tells me I can tear around town in it all by myself and trusts the city boy to do that. I don't know what he was thinking, but I really love the people of Battle River Crowfoot. They're the kind of what you see is what you get. Give you the shirt off their back. Tell it like it is. Common sense people.
We love you, Pierre.
I love you too. Thank you very much. I love you.
Your voices and our issues will be raised on the national stage because we have a national leader representing us whose fierce dedication and commitment to bringing a megaphone to this region is unmatched. And folks, let me tell you, that has already been the case. When headlines say that the Prime Minister moves because Pierre Poilievre speaks. We have a fighter in Pierre Poilievre. He'll be a fighter for Battle River Crowfoot, he'll be a fighter for Alberta, for the West, and he will be the right fighter for the Canadian people.
Poilievre will be sitting across from Prime Minister Mark Carney when Parliament resumes in the fall. He also faces a mandatory party leadership review in the new year. Despite a flurry of meetings and guarded optimism among world leaders, there was little concrete progress on the main obstacles to ending Russia's 3-year war on Ukraine. With more is Chris Majerian from the Associated Press.
Despite some intense meetings at the White House, we're still a long way from peace with the Russia-Ukraine war. What we saw recently was European leaders and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky visit President Trump at the White House, trying to hash out a framework for negotiations with Russia to end the war. Ukraine wants security guarantees to prevent future Russian aggression, and Trump wants to end the war as soon as possible. This has raised a lot of questions about what the next steps would actually look like to actually resolving this conflict that's dragged on for years. Who will provide the security guarantees? What will they look like? Will they involve soldiers in Ukraine instead of a peacekeeping force? Would there be something kind of like NATO, where an attack on one is an attack on all? All these are really open questions right now. But figuring these things out will be key before the potential next step, which is Zelensky meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And potentially that meeting would be a trilateral meeting with President Trump as well. But what everybody's willing to accept here is going to be very tricky. Russia wants to keep the land that it seized from Ukraine during this war, and Russia tends to feel like time is on its side. It doesn't need to reach a deal immediately, It's making slow but steady progress on the front lines. Putin does not want a ceasefire at a time when he is making that progress militarily. And of course, Zelensky does not want to give up the land that has been taken from his country by Russia during this invasion.
Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand is in Helsinki to meet with Finnish President Alexander Stubb today. The leaders are expected to talk about increased cooperation between Canada and Finland when it comes to economic and Arctic security. Anand told reporters on Monday that she believes NATO's gaze needs to shift to the west and northward to ensure security for the Arctic from potential threats.
We are seeing increased activity, for example, in the Northwest Passage. We are seeing Russian infrastructure move further and further north on the other side of the Arctic Circle. So our priority in terms of Canada's Arctic foreign policy is to ensure that we leave no stone unturned to protect and defend Canada's sovereignty, especially in the Arctic.
Crews fighting an out-of-control wildfire near Port Alberni, British Columbia, are taking advantage of recent rainfall. The BC Wildfire Service says about 140 personnel working on the Mount Underwood blaze are starting to, quote, mop up areas at the fire's perimeter by extinguishing hot spots so that it doesn't flare up again. Meanwhile, officials say a wildfire in eastern Newfoundland and Labrador has destroyed more than 200 metered structures. Premier John Hogan explains what that means.
Just so everybody is clear, a metered structure does not necessarily mean somebody's home. It could mean somebody's home. It could mean a shed if it has a meter on it. It could mean a commercial structure as well. So it's important to keep that in mind. We say estimated because even though this is the numbers we have to date, there is a chance there could be additional losses in these communities. There might be a side road that we haven't got to yet. There might still be some clarification that needs to be done, but this is a very good, very close number to the structure losses that we have right now.
Hogan says so far about 106 people have been notified that their structures have been lost. So far in Newfoundland and Labrador, more than 6,200 people have been forced to flee their homes because of wildfires. Police in Alberta are warning the public to be on alert when approached by strangers after a string of distraction-style jewelry thefts. Since May, police have received 48 reports in Edmonton of people being approached by thieves, often posing as family, who will make a conversation while removing the complainant's jewelry. 3 women are facing theft charges and warrants which have been issued for 3 more people believed to be part of the scheme. Constable Shiva Shanmugam says the suspects have exploited people's trust, and she is reminding the public not to let strangers into their personal space. Saskatchewan's government plans to let pharmacists provide substitute medications to patients under specific conditions. The province says new training will let pharmacists prescribe alternative medications as long as they've been approved by the Saskatchewan College of Pharmacy Professionals. Health Minister Jeremy Cockerill says the measure should help patients receive more timely care when certain drugs aren't available, but an alternative can be used. Scott Livingston from the College of Pharmacy Professionals says substitution allows pharmacists to respond more effectively to patients' needs. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith, whose party recently received criticism over the transparency of her staff's public reporting of receipts. Smith did not speak to any members of the media, but during our in-studio interview with the Alberta Director of Canadian Taxpayers Federation, Chris Sims took the Premier to task over this lack of transparency and says a special cabinet meeting was to be held today about the issue. She also explains what the Premier's response was to this issue during a recent Alberta Next panel.
And to her credit, she said, yeah, I was confused by that too. All we wanted to do was delete the name of a frequented hotel. Say you're in Medicine Hat or you're in Red Deer, you go there all the time, you're a bit worried about people knowing your location, just white it out. Right. Just delete it. I can do it on my phone in 8 seconds. All that said, she promised to reverse this. That was the quote. So we're just waiting for this to be reversed. and transparency to be restored.
That full interview will air on Bridge City News on Wednesday. And the party is just getting started. Following the Weep Up Days parade, Mayor Blaine Higgin returned with the Mayor's Community Barbecue for the 4th year in a row. Besides organizing the event, Higgin also rolled up his sleeves to personally flip and serve hamburgers and hot dogs for a couple of hours at City Hall. According to the mayor, the event drew more than 1,600 attendees.
Community events are, it's amazing. You may hear the little negative things every now and again, but this is something, when you come to Whoop Up Days and community events, people just come together and just have a great time. And we don't get out as much as I would like to, and so being able to come here and to just walk up and down the lineup and meet folks.
Here in Lethbridge, thousands lined the streets Tuesday morning as the Whoop Up Days parade marked the opening of the biggest annual event in our city. Our BCN reporter Landon Hickok covered the event all morning and has more on some of the sights and sounds from the parade.
Around 120 floats and 1,600 people paraded through the main streets of Lethbridge to kickstart the biggest fair in all of southern Alberta. A long list of dignitaries, businesses, Indigenous and cultural groups, and community organizations got to personally interact with the thousands of people that primarily lined up 3rd Avenue and 13th Street. The Morris family, who owns the local Gas King franchise, have been named the honorary marshals for this year's parade. They have been long-standing partners with the exhibition and the city for the last 2 decades.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're quite surprised when the exhibition park asked us to be parade marshals. We're very honored, of course. We don't think of ourselves as hometown heroes, but we're happy to lead this year's parade. It should be a lot of fun.
Oh, this is the best. This is the best feeling when you finally, after a year of work, get to this morning and you look out and you see the sea of colors and the sea of people, and you know that it's just leading into 5 and this year's 6 great days of action. There's not much better than right now, and seeing the community come together, and it kind of makes everything worth it.
As the week gets underway, parade goers also have the opportunity to visit any of the 18 pancake breakfasts or barbecues across the city, with the main events including the fair and pro rodeo being held at the Lethbridge and District exhibition. Families and visitors are showing their excitement for the countless activities that are spread out across the week.
Oh, it's just a lot of fun family activities, and it's just great to see everybody out and having a good time.
What are you looking forward to the most?
The candy.
Do you like the horses too?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we going to go to the fair?
Yes.
What do you want to do there?
Go on the cool stuff.
Any cool rides?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great day. It's lovely weather. Great event for the family.
Yeah, the rodeo is going to be fun, hey?
And the rides later on today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parade left from Park Place Mall at 9 a.m. and continued on until Galbraith School. Participants say this parade is also a prime opportunity to present themselves and showcase who they are to the public.
Oh, we've been in this for many years. Actually, we're a long-term participant of this event, and we are all very excited to be here every year. It's just so exciting to see Lethbridge, everybody come out.
Oh, it's incredible. There were so many people. I don't know how many, but a lot of smiling faces, that's for sure. It's great to see. It's a busy week. It's an exciting week. I feel really welcomed by the whole city of Lethbridge. It's incredible. So just proud to be playing here. We're really excited for the Southland show and for Whoop Up Days on the main stage. It's going to be great.
The gates for the exhibition opened at 12 p.m. and will continue to open at noon every day throughout the week until Sunday. For Bridge City News, I'm Landon Hickok.
Happy Whoop Up Days! Happy Whoop Up Days!
Happy Whoop Up Days!
Aw, and a happy Whoop Up Days to you too. Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nenshi is in Lethbridge to help kick off Whoop Up Days. He arrived Monday for a sold-out Better Together town hall meeting held last night at CASA. Tuesday, as he was marking the rounds at the parade and the mayor's barbecue, Nenshi was asked about the comments he made at the start of the Calgary Stampede. With so many politicians in attendance, he called it, quote, a political petting zoo.
Well, I didn't say a political petting zoo was a bad thing, because that's I think the mistake that people made. I've been calling it that for many, many years. But it really is an opportunity for people to meet politicians. And what I had told my team was, get out of the cycle where you're just talking to the government relations people and the lobbyists. Get out to events like this and talk to regular people. Go to every single church pancake breakfast. Hand out burgers and sandwiches and chips at events like this. And so I'm thrilled to be here today. I'm here with a couple of my MLAs, including Rob Miyashiro, the outstanding MLA for this area. And it's a great opportunity for us to meet with people. This is my second time down at Whoop Up Days, and it was so great. I feel like I've been to about 146 parades across Alberta this summer.
Nenshi says their Better Together town hall meetings have been a bit of an experiment where people are allowed to not only share their opinions, but also interact with each other and discuss what Better Together actually means to them. That is your Forum Daily West report. I'm Jeanette Roche. Thanks so much for watching.